What is up, YouTube? We talking brake pads, man. This ain't no joke. Oh, YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of the Valley Grimer. It's your boy Stevie, and today, you read the title, we're working on our Honda Fury. That's right. Turns out, I just neglected my brake pads. I haven't even looked to see what my life is like. And then somebody was like, yo, dude. Yo, man. Your brake pads, yo. They got no meat on it, dude. I'm like, what you mean my brake pads ain't got no meat? Well, let me take a look here. Let me show you. Look at that. There's almost nothing to it. I got the cup of the brake is almost all the way out. I got nothing. I'm starting to score on the side. There's nothing to the pad. So there you go. So I felt the side of the sidewall of the rotor, and it's a bit scratched. So no problem. Let me go see what a replacement rotor would cost me. And EBC makes replacement rotors for the Fury at $182. $182. I was like, oh, that's kind of high. Let me try OEM. OEM, over $300 for an OEM rotor. That's 4 times as much as a rotor for your car. I was like, but this on a bike. So I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I'm not buying that. It's all scratched up. So rather than going with double H hard pads, I went with organic pads. Let me give you a little lesson about some brake pads. All right, so there's multiple kinds of brake pads with different brake pad ratings, and the ratings, what they are is for hardness. Now a double H brake pad has a harder compound, but it's also harder on the rotors. And being that it's harder, you have less brake dust versus an organic pad, which is softer than a double H or an H rated shoe. It does create a little bit more dust. It's up to you and how you ride. Do you want longevity versus better performance, but they wear out faster and a little bit softer? But since that the rotor itself is gouged pretty good, I was a little hesitant on going with the double H pad, so I ended up going with organic ones, and they are a bit softer, yes, so hopefully they will smooth out the gouges that are on the rotor over time to try to, get it back to where it used to be stock. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more brake dust. I never used organic pads. This was the first time. Normally I do the hard pads because it's less cleaning, less maintenance, but since the rotor is getting all screwed up and I didn't realize how much rotors actually cost, I'm going with the organics. Now for the Fury, EBC brake pads, no matter what kind of pads they are FA174. Put a link in the description below. You can get them at your local parts shop. The link I'll give you down below is from Amazon, just to make it easy for you, convenient. Almost everybody has Prime these days, so it's just for convenience, I guess. But the double H pads happen to have a reddish mounting hardware, so let me show you. It's actually orange. Here it is. And since the brake pads for the organic ones are black, this little bit here will be black. Might look a little bit better going again with the black theme. I don't like a blacked out motorcycle, but little accent pieces here and there, I think that will just tie it in all together. Is someone gonna look down and be like, damn dude, you got some black or orange brake pads? Probably not, but I would, and I'll be like, yeah, they're black, they match, they good. So that's that. You can change the pads on the floor, but in this case I have the bike stand, so might as well stand her up. What I can even do is even pump her up higher so I can work like a gentleman. How about that? Ooh. If I pump it all the way up, it will be working level and I don't have to bend over, and my lazy fat booty can just keep sitting in this roller chair and work up in the air. So there it is, right there. Oh! Ow! God! Damn it! Fucking fucking rake. Jesus. Whew. Okay, what you're gonna need is a flathead screwdriver, your brake pads, and an H5 Allen key, Allen head, Allen socket, Allen whatever. It's got to be an H5, all right? And that's it. That's all you need. Quick, not that difficult. You do not have to be on a stand. You could do it right on the ground, but I don't feel like getting down on the ground, so I'm on this thing, and that's on that thing, and it's all the way up. But here we go. So, like I said before, EBC FA174 is your brake size. What you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your screwdriver, your flathead. For ABS brakes on the Fury, there are 2 cups on the front, 2 piston cups on the back. For non-ABS Fury, such as this one, there is 2 piston cups on the front and 1 big ass piston cup on the rear. The cup is right here. The cup is what comes in and out as you apply the brakes. Apply the brake lever, pushes brake fluid through the line, through here, through your banjo bolt, pushes against the coupling, and the coupling pushes forward, taking this pad and smushing it against the rotor like this direction, and this pad is stationary. Now, by groove marks under heavy braking, and when you get towards the end of your pad here, you'll feel grooves in the pad. Yes, you're gonna have some wear. Obviously, it's a freaking brake pad smashed up against a rotor. However, towards the end of your pad life, the closer you get, the hotter it gets. The hotter it gets, the more warpy it can become, and you'll actually end up damaging your rotor. My rotor is not damaged, however, it is low enough where I'm starting to see some scoring. So again, by using the softer pads, hopefully I'll be able to smooth out the grooves that I have here. I'll do softer pads maybe once or twice, and then I'll go back to the hard ones because I don't like dealing with brake dust and having to wash my stuff. But anyways, you put your flathead right in here like this. All right, take this off. That's a little dust cover, a little cap. Then you're gonna grab your number 5 Allen key. I happen to have these on a socket. You could use a regular Allen key. See? Pop it in there, righty tight, lefty loose, and unscrew the brake pad pin. All right, now there's gonna come a time where it won't come out anymore. It's threaded all the way out. You can grab pliers, grab it, pinch it, wiggle it, or in this case, I'll take an Allen, put it in, and with light pressure, I'm gonna tilt it back, making it tight on this end, and I should be able to pull out like that. Bam, pins out, set that aside. Now, your brake pads are loose. Out come one. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Set that aside. Put that in the parts cart. Number 2. Now, with your flathead, carefully move the cup back into the caliper with a little slight pressure. I have my fingers here. I'm just pushing against the rotor little by little. That's all. Okay. This is hardened steel. You're not gonna screw that up. Slowly bring it in. Okay. Add a little more pressure. There. That looks like enough space. Grab your pads. Note the orientation. They only go in one way. This was on the top, so this will slide in. Open my pads up. Put your pads up. This is what my pad is. I have a little bit life still left in it, but that's all right. I don't want to get any closer to that because then it'll get too hot and start warping and damage your rotor anymore. But as we say, that is what my pad is. This is what my pad is supposed to be. Yeah. What do you think? Pretty close, huh? Time to change? I think so. Now, what you can do is on your old pads, you'll have the little shield here, a little dust shield. It's got a little cushion in here as well. Helps disperse heat, but it also keeps the chatter down within the brake pad itself. But if you have them, great. If you don't, it's not the end of the world, but if you do, use them. You just take your pad and you line up the piece. They only go on one way and they snap right in like so. And that's it. Now you can slip the pad in as we're about to do in the next segment. This is how it should be. They hang on the top part here. Push, slip your pad in. Nope, seated correctly when the line, a hole, matches up with the hole. It's gonna have a little play in there, there's a little spring. That's that. Take your other pad and put it on this side of the brake. Now look, can't slide in. Why is that? My coupling has to come in a little bit more. So let's do that. With the other pad in there, giving the space, I will take my screwdriver and slowly push against the pad, thus making more space for me. Okay, taking my pad again, this way, slips right in like a glove. Note, when the pads are all the way in, they won't go in anymore, and the top holes will align. Here you go. Right? That's in. So now what do? Reverse order. You take your pin in the hole. Then it will go through the other hole into the back hole. Like so. Grab your Allen. Number 5. Righty tight, lefty loose. Round and around we go. Finish her off with my socket. Make sure she's snug. Don't over tighten, just snuggy snugs. And you grab your little plug, put it on like so. And away we go. Bam, and that's it. Is that it? No, it's not it. The most important step you definitely want to do is pump your freaking brakes. You just do this now. What did we do? We took the coupling, the little cup piston, and we pushed it in. So these are kind of loosey-goose. And if you forget to freaking pump down your rear brakes, you're gonna take the bike, you're gonna go for a ride, you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta stop. And what will happen? You ain't gonna stop. You will just keep on rolling. Pump your brake. Take a look. I'm gonna pump it. You look. I'll pump. Pump, pump. Only need a couple. No movement. Where you going? Where you going? Nowhere. That's right. And that's it. You're done. Your brakes are done. Your rear pads are done. You ain't got to do nothing left. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Quick, simple, easy. Screwdriver, Allen key, pin out, pads out, push your cup in, pads in, pin back in, Allen key the top thing, put your cap out on the top there, pump your ass up with some brakes, and you done. If you never did your rear brakes before, now you know how to do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have a question, send me a comment down below. I will reach back to you. Have a great weekend and just freaking rip, dude. Stop and go and stop and fucking... I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!